This is Smooth Radio. First group of asylum seekers have arrived on March in Dorset. The minister suggested 500 could be living on Luke Stockholm by the end of the week. Smooth's Rebecca Brady is there.
After weeks of delay and opposition for everything from fire safety to human rights and the suitability of Portland itself, it seems the first asylum seekers have arrived here on coach. The Home Office insists the Billy Stockholm is safe and plans are going ahead to house the first 50 men on board the barge from today.
Barry Sweeney, whose son Leo was killed on flight MH17 in 2014, has now died. He was a campaigner as well as a football referee in the Northeast Newcastle West End. He was very well liked by everyone. Experts say the auction can save 148
You know, I've done this setup outside.
Smokers here switched to vape.
Looks like it's going to go great.
Scientists are working on a vaccine to prevent disease.
Can you read that radio? All right, yes,
theories of threats at
I need to stop doing that. What's the England game like? Get away with that.
Beating Nigeria penalties, extra time, or James sent on the stomping on their opponents.
No, that bastard stomped on stomped on that bastard. Was that straight red or was that two yellows? Is that straight red?
This is Smooth Radio.
Probably one.
Hello,
Take it out.
it's a slightly summery Monday afternoon. Hope you're good. I've got the best music for you now, starting with
That's a pound all over that.
Plays the best
£1.
music in the Southeast.
Yes, sir. Here he is, the back. Music as a Smooth Radio. What are we doing there? Good man, all your things all right. Working hard. Yeah, I've got about 400 balls to play back for a nip on that. See, Dave's got sense of that. I think you made the point, Dave. Next time you do that, I'm not going to do it. We were ready. Oh, where we stand. We were ready to rename the channel and everything, man. Yes, Lost Dog. Just had to go down and watch it there. Lost Dog. Got a date when you got an idea when it's going to open, man. Lost Dog. So got flat there. There's no bomb out. Next Monday, it's okay. Done any advertising? So you can't just have English weather. You can't just have the sun. So that goes with it. Oh, come on. Listen. Towel there, you fella. Things you have to do, honestly. I'm not even kidding. Bring back the studio, man. Lovely studio. With my lovely comfy chair. Then with it. Yes, not how we do, man, eh? Go to July this morning. Is that music too loud? No? Can't tell. That music loud. Yes, fuck my G. What's happening? Can't hear it.
This is Smooth Radio.
Stay on the way that. Oh, that's it. Signal's crap up here. Tell you, this got me. It's up there. Every pop line, blue box. Not even kidding there, the probably went flying down the road. It's not even keep the sun off the tablet. Did I get that up there? Yeah, man. Sorry for the technical issues, guys. Rolly just went flying over the wall. Really ended up on the main road, man. Honestly, I hate this weather. I hate this weather. Yeah. It's hot. It's hot. It's just when you look emigrate, like
This is
mustard down sauce. See, there's a load of balls, fashion. You need that music now. What's happening, Gav? She's coming on you there. I was happy with the ball. Get that out. You need that snip. No, stop. What's happening, though? still working night shift there? Tell you what, like, oh yeah, it's off, but all right, not like the other night, I have to get home. I have to get home off. We had Smithers on here. We had Christopher Bray, Cumbrian True, Peter Mellon, Ash Green. Didn't see many hours worse than that. You can see Oscar on the power as well the other day. Well, I don't Oscar.
Dream of me, baby, all the time.
I know this is backstage. Might be out for you, Oscar, not for me, bro. That changing up a bit. That changes up a bit. So yeah, stayed up at the weekend to watch that Diaz fight. I mean, I'm no MMA, I'm no UFC expert.
To see you dance just one more time. Ooh, I see those every time. And oh my eyes.
I'm no UFC expert, but
You make me.
that made Diaz, it might be a bit of a legend, but he never won anything. He's never worked something.
So I say, kiss for me, oh. Never seen anybody do that thing to do before.
I mean, I'm no boxing expert, but Jake Paul.
And when you're done, I'll make
Jake
you
Paul,
do
you
it
know what I mean? Same. See, he's not really done yet, 75.
I see you walking by. Take my hands, my feet, and look at
Beats that, bro. Now,
just like a
beats
monkey.
that,
Dancing my whole life. Are you just begging to see me dance just one more time?
Would you reckon, Slim? Can't remember any more predictions, but Jake Paul and some of the guys who won every round, was fun. I mean, what's that style he's got? It's all right. Was he like that in the UFC as well? Punches didn't look like he had power in them.
And when you're done, I'm get you to be bad again. Hey, hey, get for me, oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do
I don't know how much you got for it. But ask my son, I think, did you get out of million from it? Yeah. Music, like. So what happened to the white then? What happened there? When that fight went close or? Do you have a date for that fight? Yeah. 17 called as well. Josh Warrington is it?
Best overnight on Hearts. It is Rob Howard here. We got to start the show this Monday by saying well done to the Lionesses. Oh, fair play, straight through to the quarterfinals. England winning on penalties as well. Oh, dreamt of times like these, unbelievable things. Actually, I went to the football yesterday as well, and even though my team won, they still came away disappointed. I'll tell you why after Bruno Mars. This is Mary.
Who's all man? You got Serrano as well. You know that Amanda Serrano is it? She was fighting before Dia. That one, Katie Holmes beat. Nice one, Sven. That's all I need to know for that. That's all I need to know. Yeah, that Amanda Serrano. Is that who Katie Holmes? She's a beast there. The last woman fight was that's from Hartlepool. She took all the belts off that American woman. That American woman. Absolute joke. It's about time I cashed in with these golf balls. I got to get silver. I don't know. Can't fit any more in my car. Got to be in the mood to sound though, Leo, while you're doing it. Got to be in the mood, like. I know for a fact, 100%, to rock up at golf course with a little bit of cheek. Get rid of them all, but I've got to be in the mood. Honestly, I've probably got about 400 quid worth of golf balls in the boat in my car. I need to convert them. And convert them into cash. Cash is king. Oi, oi. Ash is fast becoming a mooner, isn't he? You know how much, Ash, no, you know how much they are made by? 3 of them, 12 quid and so. That looks like it hasn't been touched. Hey, Ash, that's what you could do, mate. What you could do, you've got time on your hands, fella. Do what I do. Go to the golf club. Loads of Pro V ones there. Got a car full of them.
Powering you through your lunch break. Avicii, waking up.
Go to the golf club. Get yourself a. Oh, devastating news, bad. Devastating news.
I'll do Beyonce, Sweet Dreams. Do we know? Was it good? I actually had a bit of an annoying thing.
So we all know the shoot's head, don't we? We all know the shoot's head, yeah?
I was stood right by the stadium.
Look what happened.
Friends to come as well.
Went a bit crazy, didn't that?
And so a few of them asked if I could
Snapped it.
face that annoying thing where you
Would
do
he
it,
not?
you say 4 or 5, you walk
Got
away,
ourselves a
and
new
then
one.
and you see them
Metal.
looking at the photo you take, shake your
Still
head,
have had that one. Oh, I've had that for years. Yeah, man, I'm over the Ash. Been doing it for years now. Like, used to take the job when you had the boxing on. Used to go over the golf club and I was finding more balls than I thought. I there'll be some money in this. Long story short, about 4 years later, I'm not even exaggerating, mate, all this and all this. Not even exaggerating, I probably steady, say 30,000 balls. I sat and worked it out probably more. We used to have a bloke. That would just take them all off the hands. Just did him a set price. An example, the first time he came, I just put an advert on Gumtree. A few phone calls. This fella runs up from up north, Upland somewhere. He says, oh, I'll take them all off you. As long as they're clean, I'll take them all off you. When he came, he had one of them big Navarro trucks, you know, the Navarro, the old backs. That was full, mate. That was full. The only layout you've got is your own time, man. Your own time, which you've got quite a bit of, I think. Eh? Get yourself a good, strong stick. A camouflage jacket and you're radiant. I went over the course the other day over Middlesbrough. I was only over there an hour and a half. This was like when it was light as well. I couldn't carry anymore. I think I found about 250 in an hour. This is what I'm cleaning up now. Even the crap balls like that, even one of them, right, because it has got a mark on it, goes in the 25p bucket. Get 20 of them for a £5 off me. Then that one's £1 all day long. It's £1. Doesn't even look like it's been it. Yes, Aldi, mate, how you doing? Keep respect there, Aldi. Sorry, I'm not highlighting messages as well. People have the hands are a bit wet. I love it as well, you know, it's good for you. It's good for the, it's good exercise for a start. Because every time I go out there, I sweat the tits off. It's just money for now. Once you found them, give them a quick wash when you get in. Do a big, I've got a big 20-litre drum here, clean water and bleach. Chuck them in there for a day, then give them a wipe over like I'm doing now. They're ready to go. I could do with that. I couldn't as the sales. Easy, kept it neat. Mate, Slim. I'm not even kidding. I've got three of them, you know, them storage boxes that you get. Got 3 of them in the car. Granted, the one with the least amount is the pound balls, but I've probably got about 100. And then the other 2 are full. There's a couple of 100 in each. And there's a pound bucket, 50p. So what, 10 balls for a fiver? The way I do it, 10 balls for a fiver out of that one, 20 out of that one, 5 out of that one. For somebody who's going over for a game of golf and they don't play all that, I'm going to get 20 balls for a fiver. 20 balls that I play with, to be honest. Yes, we've got a new member in the house. Tony's a Don. Look at Don. She'll tell you about the obsession with golf balls. Big up Lou. You won't believe my, I've got another bucket. John, I've got a, I'll get them out one day, yeah. You know, the old Penfold Commandos and stuff. I've got ones that you won't sell, but, you know, they're like one-offs. I've got a load of them Penfold Commandos, like, remember when you used to play with them years ago? Like your once-a-year golfer, you know, like as soon as it gets sunny, see a bit of golf on the telly, don't they? They're like, wow, let's get them golf clubs out the cupboard from under the stairs. Pull them out, get the dust off them, open the bank, all that, full of Penfold Commandos. Yeah, man, get the links out there for anyone's channels. Get them out there. Spread the love. What's happening, Aldi, anyway? You alright, fire? You have to have the weather really happy for Flamingo Land. But when you go to Flamingo Land or Alton Towers, it's always 100% better when the sun's out there. Red hot. You feel like going on a roller coaster when it's red hot. I'm sure there was one there, I seen it on the news the other day. There was a roller coaster got stuck upside down somewhere down south. Did anyone see it? Got the head of it stuck at the top, the very highest point of the roller coaster for half an hour, probably. Imagine you're in the queue for that roller coaster. You've never been up one before, and your kids are like, "Come on, Dad! Come on, Dad! You big pussy! Come on! What's going to happen? It's the worst that could happen. So the dad's crapping himself. He gets on the roller coaster with the kids. Gets the first loop and the fucking thing stops. And that song in it, isn't it? Right? Can imagine all the everyone. Don't care what you say, but everyone loves the sun. Don't mind spending money in the sun either. Slim, she's loving it, man. She's getting all her housework done for her. She hasn't done any washing or anything since I've been here. Has that ever happened at Flamingo last night? All the rides ever conked out like halfway around, or we had anything like that? Okay, yeah. Got a newcomer. How's it going, Lordy, mate? Seen you for a long time. Well, I have, but not here, mate. I know you're a busy lad. I know you're a busy lad. Did you see? Hey, Lordy, while you're here, mate, while you're here. So I know you're friends with both of them, right? But what about Tobbs and Sparks? What's going on with that? We just spoke that yesterday. Tobbs and Sparky. There's no love lost there, like it's there's no love lost there. You can tell that the pretended like Tobbs is like, Spark, you know what I mean? To be fair, you know what I mean? There's no malice, Sparks, there's no malice. Exactly, Larry. Funny as fuck. Yeah, we're all right, Sparky. 2 minutes later, fucked up, good. Fucked up, good, full of shit. Yes, man. Oh, anything else? Absolutely anything, mate. Go and have a look at Sparky's live from yesterday. It's been brewing for a while, like, to be honest, but been brewing for a while. Been niggling at each other, but in fact, they still are niggling at each other, like they're not there. They haven't got all that. This and all that war. And I like both of them Tobbs as a borough lad, you know what I mean? But I like Sparks as well. You can't. Well, Sparks is just a gadget, really. He's another gadget. Stevie boy. Stevie, how we doing, mate? Still going in Jude's, like, Stevie? I think Louise was just saying she hadn't seen it for a while, or that. I got 2.5 weeks off the lives. See, man, we got what you do. You see the golf at the weekend? Stop. At Bryson DeChambeau. One putt off a 59, mate. 16 shot. He won the competition. Don't get many 59s on the tour, let me tell you. Shaggy. Remember this one? This is another list. Making love on the bathroom floor, that's Lordy's favourite. Here he is, Nutter. Nutter reminds me of Shaggy. Oh, let's have a look. It wasn't easy the other night. I got palm bumped the other night. Obviously, Louise thought was hysterical. Mortified. Me, palm bumped underneath. Top up in a minute. Leo. I think I had 3 people on the panel. It wasn't that I wasn't off guard, but I wasn't like, I don't know. I'm not that big of a channel home bomb, you know what I mean? But yeah, come through, speak, yeah, I'm not saying speak, yeah, I know. But apparently, there's another one, there's a fair back audit story about something. It might be that going out properly, but it had Bear's avatar.
Well, actually, this could help you. We're giving you and 3 loved ones a chance to win annual passes to Merlin attractions.
I should have. I don't do that. Like,
towers as well.
Oh yeah, no, I did that. Should have known.
Everything you need to sort your summer and feel that.
We're in the club now, mate. We're in the club.
And I will get you a great song to put a smile on your face as you enjoy the.
It's decent as well as it wasn't just Big Johnson, man.
Why are you not reaching for the fancy racks? You can't just ignore statistics. I mean, imagine choosing a parachute. It comes after one with at least a 70% approval rating in it.
But you know what?
So if you care about your
I think man was the first one of the day, you know. They've been happening all day and I didn't know about it. But I know the next day after, look, everyone was getting done. Everyone was getting done. Yeah, we have an idea, don't we? We have an idea.
Peter is a man with a plan.
I know someone's pissed Adrian off. I've heard it's seen that the other day on the panel. I think it's like, right, just go back and watch that. I don't think it's been seen since. It's been off the trip.
Blimey, got any good news? Yeah. Oh, wait.
See Andrew J in the chat, big shout out to what not in that chat. Starkies yesterday, 6 months I think he's done now. Can't hold it. 6 months.
Rewire.com. 0800 Rewire. Home rewiring made easy. The award-winning new Hyundai Tucson
is now celebrating 3 years in a row with Auto Express's mid-size.
Gonna get shorts going again as well. If anyone hasn't seen that short, I put up this morning, go and have a look at that. Pure weird. It's like fish. It's a big fish, yeah. Like a lake over it. It's got a man's face. It's got a human face. Looks like Lord. If anyone who hasn't seen Lord, you go and have a look at that. Link. We're gonna get palm Monday.
And another.
Or either going to get in trouble or we're going to get
We have
palm.
more than 18,000 bingo winners every day, and £7 million is
We're
won
going to get
every
trouble
week.
or
Everyone
palm
that
bomb.
keeps their feedback well done, well done. Yeah, I won 5 bingo before, and I was like, that's it, I'm having a weekend away. Hey, bingo from 1p to £2, and you could be our next winner.
One in the chat if I'm getting in trouble. 2 in the chat. I'm not.
Things now has just got even thingier with an all-new range of simple, easy flowers at an affordable price. Visit Things Now.
Brad Pitt. If I was clever enough, I'd come up with something quicker there. Yeah, Lord. Lucky I'm not involved. We'll go and have a look. Just don't think I'm getting by the air. About to find out.
Am I here?
Not going to palm bombs, are you?
Not this time.
Say that again.
Is my cam off, yeah? Is my cam off?
Cam's off. Cam's off, yeah. Got an
I
avatar
can't hear
on
you very
there.
well, like.
Got an avatar
Probably the
on.
headlight.
No, well, let's have a look. Hang on. No, you're an avatar.
All right, cool.
Up there, like.
Scrubbing your balls. I've had to bring Audi through. It's a matter with the steering rack, so I've got an hour to kill.
An hour, eh? I'm not planning on being an hour. You know, I set it all up. I got the umbrella out and all that over the thing.
Mm-hmm.
About 10 minutes later, the umbrella's going down the road. Blew off and like blew over the wall.
Well, it is a bit windy, isn't it? Has she gone out?
She hasn't said now, like. She hasn't said now.
She gone out?
She hasn't said anything, like. Quiet.
Right.
Very quiet. What so there's
As long
something
as she's
wrong
not
with the
vaping in the
steering, but
bedroom.
something wrong with the steering, but they made you drive it all wherever.
It needs something doing to the steering rack. What we can't do at our garage. So
Thought you could do everything there.
I can't hear you very well, mind.
Oh, you know what? I bet no one can then because I've had the music on as well.
No, I could hear you before I come in here.
I must have. You know my mic settings are like.
But as long as I'm not crackling.
So what you doing? Just sat in the comfy chairs.
Nah, I'm outside near the main road.
Pity you couldn't go for a pint, innit?
I'm gonna have to go for a wee soon. I don't even think there's no toilets. I'll have to run round the corner, won't I?
Well, it wouldn't be a day if you didn't need a wee like outside somewhere.
I was 20 minutes late anyway. I should have been here for 1 o'clock, but the car was blocked in and there was no diesel in it.
Oh, what a surprise that is. Well,
I know. The same old shit, innit?
I've said it before, haven't I? I'm not saying who Reese works for, but I'll never buy a car from a day. Well, saying that man's been alright. Or don't let Louise, if you ever take your car in the garage, don't let Louise drive it.
How's that like?
I won't say it out.
Oh, just tell them, man.
Yeah, so
Tell
I've
them.
been allowed to tell you now. Well, Phil,
That
just in
I
time.
totaled 2 cars last week.
Yeah, she totaled 2 cars in the works car park. What, 7 grand's worth of damage or something?
Not bad though. First one in 17, yeah. Well, I did a hell of a good job.
Didn't even get out of first gear. Still wrote 2 cars off. Take some
Didn't get out of
doing
the
that,
car
like.
back. It was non-running. Shocking, innit?
Oh, I know. Well, next year will be the first year when car insurance should go down after 4 years ago. That bump was there.
It's taken a long time, that. 4 years, innit?
Oh, yeah,
4 years.
when's your car getting fixed? Is that this week?
Next week.
Yeah, someone bumped in Louise. It was her fault because the shop's only about 300 yards away.
It was my fault at all.
She took the car. It's only 300 yards away. Took the car and somebody ended up bumping into her.
Oh, man, it was raining.
Yeah, but he was lucky there. Like, he's had a good deal there. To make sure
Only because I know his brothers.
Yeah,
I've been lenient with him because I know his family.
Yeah, I think everyone knows like what car insurance is like that. Just
how many's in the chat?
13.
How many?
13.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, I think Flavors is on though, but saying that when Flavors is asleep, he's still got about 50 people in.
I know. Is he still running off this morning?
Yeah.
Is he?
Was I had a look before? Who was on before? You might not know him. Callum's Corner. Does anyone know Callum's Corner? I played a clip of him a couple of weeks ago. Big, tall, lanky bloke with bald head. He's been about for a few years. But I don't even know what his channel's about, to be honest. But he popped up on my thing there, separate for people watching.
How many?
Live.
700?
700.
Bloody hell.
I think a few people will have heard of Callum's Corner. Like. Yeah, there's been a few
I like to pop in when you're washing your balls.
Sorry?
I like to pop in when you're washing your balls.
I know, yeah. I thought you might. Phil, that's the thing, Phil. Phil's saying that Callum's Corner's still going. He's on live now, Phil. 700 odd people. Craziness, man. I've been watching Big Jet TV. About 10,000 watching planes taking off and that. I'm one of them.
I keep having to put my phone in my ear because I can't hear. I can't even see the chat. And I press different buttons to get on this time. I haven't been on for a while though, have I?
No. I can put a shot up. Did you see it?
No, I haven't had time. I've had till now. I've been busy.
It's this big fish, like it's this. I don't know what it is. PP will tell
Fatty
us.
fish.
Might be a bat fish. Looks like it's about a couple of feet long, and it's in this lake, and it swims up to the side of the lake, but it's got a human face. You know, one of them freaky things. You know, one of them freaky things.
All right, I'll have to have a look then. I might like it for you.
Well,
I might give you a review and like it.
I know, it'll double me likes. Like, me shorts have gone down the pan, people. Honestly, it's when you have a break. If you have a break, it's hard to get back on. It's hard to get out.
I think it just depends what time you put it on, doesn't it? What time of the day. Some of them take off, some of them don't.
I don't know, you know, I don't even know about that anymore, whether it matters or not. Try to work it out, but is there carp? Aldi's seen it. Imagine that though, swimming up here. Aldi's just saying it's a carp. He must have just had a look at the shot.
A carp with a human face?
Yeah. Said it looks like Lordy. Lordy was in here early on. I said he must have got lost, haven't he, Lordy? So he must have just subbed. On about there, I was asking him about because he's mates with Torbs and Sparky, but them two yesterday, funny as well. He just said he just sits back and enjoys the show, you know. Like everyone does it. Did you see any of did you see Bostog's gaff?
When?
This morning. He's been live. Like, yeah, he was live earlier on. He reckons it's going to open next Monday when it posts out.
Oh, he's done well there then. He's done all he's selling all, hasn't he?
Sure, he had someone laying that floor this morning, didn't you, Dog? But yeah, he has done a lot himself, like that.
I didn't say it, but he's done a good job, like.
Yeah. Yeah, I can hardly see the chat. That's what it is, like my eyes.
Well, I'm going to have to go soon because I can't hardly hear you.
Don't know why, like. Probably my end. I've probably got the mic setting right down, but Mum and Milo.
Maybe did that because you knew I was coming on, eh?
Yeah. You shout out Mum and Milo, yeah. It's in the chat. Ginge. I haven't seen Ginge for a while, like.
Did you say I was a new member when I put that milestone up?
Yeah, it said new. I can't remember whether it said
member for 4 months, man. That just shows how much notice you take, doesn't it?
No, I did. I know it was 4 months, yeah. Did it say new? I don't know whether it said new member or what. Respect for that, though. Nice one.
I'll let you off because you didn't have your gigs on.
Does that mean I've got to do this for another 4 months now?
Has any vapes come?
Don't know, you know. They haven't in the last hour anyway.
Right. I think they might come tomorrow anyway.
He's another one who's got lost as well, Northern King. Jesus. Nearly forgot about you, King. Only joking, mate.
Right, I'm going to jump off and go back in the chat for a bit.
Okay, doggy.
Right, see ya. Right, bye.
What's happening, King, brother? What's happening, Phil? I hope you're all right, mate. Seen you for a little while. What's happening with Titchy? Don't think I've seen. don't think I've seen any your posts lately, King. I don't know. I think I might have seen something to do with TikTok this morning. It's off his nut, man, Titch. Didn't you put King? You missed a trick the other day, man. Smith, didn't you have Smithers as call out to Chuffs? I think it was about a minute long, but you only had to put the last 10 seconds on where you went oosh or oos. I think it was oos. Might confirm that. Was it a oos, Dave, or a oosh? So he has now retracted that call out. Give his head a little wobble. We've already addressed it. So does that mean next time we do it, Dave, where we just have to like not take it seriously or what? You know what I mean? Come on, lad. To be honest though, Dave, the difference was it was official one day. You know, he wanted to do it on a. I know there was a bit of malice in. There's a bit of beef there, but there has to be a bit of beef in boxing, doesn't it? So it wasn't like. You know, I think you've. I think you should have went through with it, mate. Like, do it officially. You know what I mean? Not like no pulling your shirts off in the park and all that crap. Could have done something with that, you know. Could have made a bit of cash, charity or something. Them hay bales, though, they're a bit. Them hay bales are a bit. Don't know. You can't really call it fighting them hay bales, can you? I would have gone as well, Slim. You know that, mate. Me and Slim were getting the banners, mate, and everything. Going to rename the channel and all that. What do we reckon anyway? What do we reckon lately? Has it calmed down a bit or what? See, good friend of the channel, Sean Wayne, has had enough again. Put a post up there saying he's having a couple of months off. So he'll probably be on panel tomorrow. Big shout out to Zeus comments as well. Our Jim. Hopefully Jim will grace us with his presence, although it's his first day back at work today. After, I think he's had 6 weeks off. He went to Ireland to see the family. We just popped up in a few chats. Always good to see how Jim go about, mate. See, Masters is making a little comeback as well. I don't know. Don't know what the crack is with Masters. Just turn this camera off. 2 seconds, peeps. Gonna move into the comfort. Oh, it's better. It's better. Chill out a bit now. Actually, chill a bit. Going for the flavors style, you know. The flavors style of doing lives, you know, where you just go about your normal business. Seems to work, you know what I mean? Well, I can actually see the chat now. Well, I've just seen that one, Northern King, mate. Big up. No, we love you over here, mate. Been there since day one, man, Northern King. Here, King. Remember? So my early memories in Northern King, everyone knows, like, even though I have got a bad short-term memory, right, I remember stuff from ages ago, you know. But King, these one for you. Can't remember whose chat was on. Could remember though that verbal football, was it? Should play that. Still going on now, but nobody calls it verbal football. It was, and it was 2 people were going at it on a paddle. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning. I think that was on night shift. Just keeping scores, like every time someone got one over on someone, it was like a goal. You know what I mean? That was it. That was in the early days. That like. I've done something for the first time as well. Today I bought a newspaper, right? Bought a newspaper on Saturday. Yeah, man, that was back in the day. That good. Yeah, I bought a newspaper. £1.20, I think it was. I think last time I bought a newspaper. Oh, I couldn't. If Louise is still in, the daughter's upstairs still. She hasn't been out. Yeah, I bought a newspaper last time. I bought a newspaper. It was 20 pence, I think. £1.20, man. Been watching a lot of news as well, which is a bit weird. On the front page of this certain paper that I bought, it was the headline was about an ad from S Club 7. Remember them? Phil, you remember S Club 7? You've got all their albums, haven't you? Was the lad out of it? You know, the one who you used to like copy the same style of? It was him, and it said that he died. He got found dead earlier on in the year, and he'd had debts. He left 20 grand's worth of debt, and they were a band that sold 10 million albums. 10 million albums. And I think he was only 46. Imran Khan. What the hell's going on with Imran Khan? He's dodgy. He was always dodgy, like, wasn't he? I didn't know he was the former Prime Minister of Pakistan. I thought he was Pakistan fast bowler, wasn't he? Or was he a bit of a beefy bowler? He was a bit of an all-rounder, wasn't he? Yeah, King, they are coming back, right? And that's where the lad was going to make his money, but I don't know how he died. But I don't think it was suspicious. Oh, he's in prison. I'm just waiting for someone to say that. Just waiting for someone to say that, like. Bit of dark humour on the channel there. Oh, that's it, you know, Slimmer. That's it. Like, that's the main thing that come out of last week, you know, with the interest rate went up. I mean, people with mortgages who've just got a mortgage or still got like a good few years on the mortgage, you know, the fixed rate ones. You come out with your fixed rate mortgage, Jesus Christ, like Slim saying there, 300 quid. There was a woman on the news said hers had gone up by £500 a month. £500 a month. Well, I don't understand it. I don't understand how it works, right, Boston? You've got like, because they try to get inflation down, don't they? So you've got inflation where things cost more than your wages are going. So to keep inflation down, you have to put the interest rate up. Is that how it works? Because when the interest rate goes up, it's good for savers, isn't it? People who've got money, it's good for them, innit? They're making more money through interest in the banks, but the cost of borrowing goes up, doesn't it? Is it the same in America? They're different. Cost of living's easy, better in America. I remember what I noticed. I'm sure the houses are a lot cheaper, but things like the big one is like fuel, and that fuel was like a fraction of what we pay for a litre. I know, that's what I thought, like, because it's saying that the houses they can't sell them, so it's a buyer's market then, isn't it? If the house prices are going down, then it's a buyer's market, but you can't buy it because they can't afford the mortgages. But I watched the show the other night, right? Me and Louise both watched it, and it's something I'm interested in anyway, right? The takeover of the likes of Aldi, Lidl, you know, Home Bargains, all them type of shops. And Denise Van Houten was hosting it. It was like, look at supermarkets' own branded stuff. And you do see it all the time. You know, they've done these. They've got people who buy Heinz tomato sauce. They say, "Oh, I'm not eating anything other than Heinz tomato sauce." Right? I'm the same, yeah. But they've got 4 of the sauces from Aldi, Lidl, Tesco, and then Heinz, and put a blindfold on them. Made them eat a chip dipped in the sauce. None of them picked Heinz. None of them. But the point I'm getting at is, food-wise, they couldn't tell the difference, you know, when you put a blindfold on. But cleaning products and stuff like that, it's tablets. Tablets is a big one. You buy a thing of paracetamol or ibuprofen. Nurofen, it's exactly the same as just the packaging. Just the packaging, man. That's all it is. It's even tablets. Tablets have even on every box, they've got to have a number of it's got this 5-digit number or something, and it tells you what's in it by this number, the main ingredient or something, and it showed you the box. Aldi box of tablets and Nurofen, there's exactly the same number on it, but like 2 or 3 quid more for a shiny box. But what I did notice, we went shopping the other day to a retail park, and there was a massive, I mean, it was absolutely huge, this site, and it's going to be a Home Bargains mega store, like cafe, like supermarket, and I think they're going to take over. And I can't. I mean, there's an Aldi everywhere now, and there's an Aldi and Lidl within a few miles of everyone in there. I'm just glad I haven't got a. I'm just glad I haven't got a mortgage out. Does anyone watch that Bargain Brits in the Sun as well? Big up Moggles, lad. Moggles, what were you on about the other day, where you said comment had been took down? Was that the one where you were playing snooker on your live? I think all I said was, all I wrote is, I missed this one, so hope you're all right, mate. I think you said yesterday in the chat that it got took down or something. I love them snooker ones, like, honestly, man, they're just quality. Wherever you have your phone balanced, you know, and it's all, you know, where it's like snooker table, it's all dark and it's got the light on the tables and that. I think once your mortgage is finished, that's it, innit? That's like your big thing, innit? It must, you know, if I've got he's just gone 19 now, my son. And if I had any advice to give to him, it would be, for the next 20 years, from 20 to 40, just work. Don't work yourself to the floor, into the ground, but work. Try to put a little bit away, but get a house. By the time you're 40, you're going to have your mortgage nearly paid off, and then everything you're earning after that, apart from your bills and stuff, everything you're earning basically is yours going into the bank. I mean, I've had a couple of houses and sold them, but that was, I mean, back when I was 20 though, there was a different world on it in the 90s, and that everyone had money, didn't in the 90s, and you can't. I was one of these that bought a house. What did I pay for it? I paid 41,000 for a house, right? When I was 24, I think. my mortgage, right, on a 41 grand my house was, right? My mortgage was £220 a month. At the time, I was on about £500 a week, right? I was bringing in £500 a week. My house, one of my mates moved in. It was only a 2-bedroom house, but we used to go out every weekend. We were all about going out and getting ready and stuff. And my mate moved in. It was his first time away from his mum and dad. But he moved in, and he was paying me £50 a week. That was for all his bills and everything. So that was basically paying my mortgage. So the money was my money was my own. But to cut a long story short, 10 years later, I sold my house for £130,000, right? 90 grand more than I bought it for. And I came out owing £3,000. I owed £3,000. That's how much money I spent back in the day. Fucking criminal, mate. Criminal. Could cry sometimes. You know what? You either get a trade, right? You either get a trade or you get into computers. Because it's all going to be computers, isn't it? You know what I mean? You could do both. But you're right with the trade. You're always going to need joiners. You're always going to need electricians, even things like decorating, painters, carpet fitters. I know some rich carpet fitters, mate. You can get good money for a carpet fitter if you're good at it. What we get paid by the square yard, don't you, or something? No. Plumber's the other one. Boss Dog's a plumber. I know, mate. You can't but honestly, all I say, I think now I could be I could be sat I should be sat with thousands in the bank. Should be sat with thousands in the bank, playing golf every day. You know what I mean? Pressure washing. Yeah, you know what else, right? What I've noticed, hedges, privets. Privet's a prime example, yeah. A privet hedge. Nearly every garden's got a privet hedge, haven't it? Or some sort of hedge going around the garden. I know it's a summer thing, or spring, summer. It's not all year round, but them hedges, they look lovely when they're being done properly, don't they? And there's money in that as well, mate. Money in that, honestly. I know through experience, because we used to pay somebody £40 to do a little hedge out front. And I said to Louise, hang on a minute, how long was that lad here? And he was here about no longer than an hour. But he's got 40 quid. Now when he trades, get paid £40 an hour, you know what I mean? All it was an hour of his time and a pair of hedge cutters. And my mum and dad have got I've been doing a bit of gardening for them this week. All right, Ginger lad. Ginger's a gardener. He knows. But my mum and dad have got conifers all down the back of the garden. Must be about 20 foot long. Be about 10 conifers. And they're out of control. Absolutely out of control. But to get them all cut back and get all the rubbish took away, I think she got quoted 220 quid. 220 quid. It's going to take two people a few hours, you know what I mean? Know what they're doing. Yeah, boss dog, that's it, innit? Plumber, well, you know, if you get a plumber out now, plumbing's the prime example in it, because you can't ignore it, can you? You can't ignore a water leak. It's going to cause you big problems if you don't get it sorted. So you just keep your fingers crossed that you never get plumbing problems. We had one last year. We had a massive leak last year. It led to a new kitchen. We were lucky because we caught it. But a plumber has just got you by the balls, haven't they? Because you know for a fact, if you get a plumber out, you're going to get a big bill, aren't you? You're going to get big bills, man. But I tell you how I've started to look at things though, especially, you know, I know petrol's a lot cheaper now than it was. When it was getting a nearly £2 a litre one day. It was ridiculous. But you know, when something goes up like that, like by 5 pence, say it went up by 5 pence a litre, and everyone start kicking off, don't they? We all start kicking off. And 5 pence a litre, fucking, I'm not paying that, I'm not paying that. But all that is really is not having that pint, not having that extra pint at the pub, because a pint's about £4 now. Don't have an extra pint, and then you're laughing, aren't you? Don't know whether that's just like me at my age now and that, but yes, Peggy, how are you doing, Pegs? Hope you're good there, mate. Price is everything, self-employed. Lordy, if I'm not wrong, right, Lord, you won't mind me saying, right, Lordy, I'm sure you have. Did you have a window cleaning round or something like that? Because I think it was Chris. Well, no, I know it was Chris the Brick who used to have one. I've talked to him about it before. But they can make good money, can't they, with a good round? But it's when you have to do all your own taxes and all that, you know. And but how do they keep track of that, you know? Like I said to Chris before, window cleaning, right? So, Lordy, I'll ask you the same thing I asked Chris, right? Because he said he had a good round, right? So let's say over a few years, say you've been a window cleaner for 5 years, right? And you've built up a nice round. You do 100 houses, you know, every 2 weeks, you're going to have the payment of 100 houses, right? Or whatever. You're going to have the payment, right? Now, there's nothing in writing, right, to say that them people whose windows you clean, they don't sign a contract with you, do they? So what happens when you go for a mortgage and they say, what's your income and what do you do? And you say, I'm a window cleaner, but you've had the same income for 5 years, but there's not, you haven't got a contract, have you? There's nothing stopping someone else going to that house and say, I'll do it for £1 cheaper or £2 cheaper, and taking them off you. Do you know what I mean? And I said that to Chris, I said, you haven't got a contract though, so you were just taking their word for it. You're taking their word for it that they're going to let you do their windows. And you get some big twat who comes along and just like muscles you out the game. That's cheap, Peggy. That's cheap, I think, for a house. A 3-bedroom semi, I bet you're at a tenner to get the windows cleaned. Lordy will tell you, man, they don't even have any water these days. They have a pair of ladders, an empty bucket, and a chamois. Like, we had somebody round, this is the God's honest truth, we had somebody round, the window cleaner was cleaning next door's windows, and me and Louise were out the back, and he said, we asked him how much. I can't remember, what did he say? I think he said £8. Louise ummed and ahed about it for a bit, and then she said, oh no, it doesn't matter. And she come back in and she said, you know what it is? Because window cleaners are one of them where, you know, if you miss them for a few weeks, the bill mounts up, doesn't it? And before you know it, the window cleaner's knocking on the door with his pad saying you owe me 40 quid. And that was the reason why we didn't do it. Sensible, really. It's just the windows are hacky black. Can't see out of them. No, I cleaned the bottom ones, actually. Exactly, Phil. I don't mind me. I'm tight like that. I did do the windows. It's just the upstairs ones, isn't it? You can get a pair of ladders for next to now these days, man. What else is good money these days? What else is good money? Where there's not much layout. You want something that's not much layout, don't you? You know, buying and selling. If you've got your head screwed on. I'm totally in that position now. I'm totally in that position now where I'm looking for something like that where I don't have to go and work for somebody else, you know what I mean? You sure you can get the kids as it work with eggs as well. Edie's another one as well. This is another one I asked Chris the Brick as well, Lordy, if you're still there, mate. I don't know, someone must have just gone live because everyone's gone. Another one I said to Chris, just hypothetical. You've got 2 3-bedroom, 2 semi-detached houses, yeah? And you charge them £8 to clean all the windows. But number 5, they're quite clean people, you know. Their windows aren't very dirty, but you still charge them £8. But next door, number 7, they've got a big tree that hangs over it. All the sap comes off and goes on the windows, yeah. Are you charging them the same money, you know what I mean? It's going to take you like 5 times as long. But I think Chris's answer to that was he just gets his sidekick to do that. The nail game? What do you mean by that, boss dog? Just finding the next new thing in it. But is there anything else to be? I mean, finding an app now that hasn't been done before, or finding anything that hasn't been done before. It's just doing something better, isn't it? Has anyone watched Dragon's Den? I love Dragon's Den, right? Absolutely love Dragon's Den. But you see them people going in there with like, you know, they've been working on something for like 10 years. And they've got it to a position where they want to take it into Dragon's Den and get some more. It's not really about the money in the Dragon's Den, is it? It's about getting the experience in it, getting them on board. Because, you know, you might have a product there, a really good product, that you could spend another 5 years trying to get in a supermarket. You go in there and you get a couple of them dragons on your side, and you're in the supermarket a couple of weeks later, aren't you? So it always gets me when they argue about 2%. You know, oh, we'll give you 10. We want 50 grand for 5%, and then the dragon will say, I want 10%, and you're umming and ahhing. You know what I'm saying? But Dragon's Den, good show. Time we on now. Well, I've got to go over to Borough, people, for a little drive over to Middlesbrough. I will stop off at me. I always have a stop off, you know, when I drive to Middlesbrough, I always have a stop off in the village. There's always something going on there, like, so I will take my, I will have my phone handy. You never know what happens. Same village where I seen Action Man, you know, in that Jeep. One of my biggest shots. I thought you might like it, boss. Who's your favourite, boss dog? Who would you, if you went in there with an idea of the five dragons that are in there now, who would you want? Who would be your number one? Because that old woman now, the old blonde woman, she's like, she's into saving the world, isn't she? If it isn't doing something good for the world, or it's not biodegradable, she's not interested. Then you've got, what's his name, the old one there, Theo Pathetis. He's old school, isn't he? Yep, that's man as well. Stevie all day long. Peter Jones all day long, mate. I know there's a new kid on the block now, though, isn't there? There's that new kid who's into Instagram and all that. I suppose it depends what you said. It depends what your idea is, though, doesn't it? But the blonde one from Newcastle, the Geordie, she's a millionaire as well. She does that, sell it on TV, doesn't she? And is that still a big thing now? TV shopping, is that still a big thing? No, my mum went a bit nuts on that. Like, she buying everything. I was cleaning her loft out the other week, and there's loads of stuff that she must have bought off them shopping channels, you know. Oh, didn't Nostog? Didn't, mate? Was it good and like, was it? Oh, seen the thingy? What about when the Aussies went out with the USA went out with the football the other day? Did you see that? I put a post up. Did you see how far the ball was over the line, mate? Mate, we're talking millimetre. It must have been a millimetre. But it's a goal, isn't it? It's a goal, and 10 years ago that wouldn't have been a goal, and there wouldn't have been into the quarterfinals, would they? It's like Lampard's goal against Germany. Remember at the World Cup? Went over the line by about 3 foot. Miami is Beckham's team, isn't it? Beckham owned half of that team. Miami International or something, isn't it? Thank you, Diane. I'm just looking at my phone because I can see the text better on my phone without my glasses. Yeah, Sarah, isn't it? Yeah. But she does, doesn't she? She does go on them shopping channels, or doesn't she? She sells stuff on there. Because that's easy, it's quick money as well, isn't it? I tell you, another one of my favourite shows. I'll be waiting for the next episode, next series, The Apprentice. Brutal, that Apprentice, isn't it? It's like that though. You go through all that. What does it get to? $250,000. But it's not about the $250,000, is it? It's about working for Alan Sugar, isn't it? Or having Alan Sugar on your side. Lord Sugar. It's crazy how a man like him, we used to like. We've all heard his story, haven't we? How he started selling like car aerials or something. His granddad would give him a $5 and go down the market and get £5 worth or something. Go to another market and sell it for a tenner. Then he'd go back and buy another tenner's worth, go back and sell that for 20. It was Amstrad, wasn't it? That's why he made all his money, Amstrad and Skyboxes and that one. Sure, Amstrad stood for something as well, didn't it? Something to do with his initials or something. Sarah Davies, thank you, Stevie. But the thing about the trick they miss on the Dragon's Den, there has been a few episodes what I've seen, you know, where they say they go back and look at investments that they've made and how they're getting on now. They need to do that. They need to have a series of that, you know, so we can see who's whether they made a go of it, you know what I mean, or whether the things actually work. The only one that comes to mind is that reggae sauce. Remember him? Pick up the Jim. Good to see you, Jim, mate. Liking that new avatar, fella. How was your first day back at work, bud? Been giving you a few shout outs, Jim, the last week. Seen you popping up in a few chats. Hope you had a good time there in the old island. Yeah, reggae sauce. Can't think of any off the top of my head. I can't even think of any more that ever made any money. But you know, if you get one of them on your side, they don't lose money, do they? They don't lose money, man. Especially Peter Jones. Must be nice though to be in that position, mustn't it? Where you sat there with a big stack of money next to you, picking and choosing, getting your pick of the ideas and that. Just having the buying power in there. There's another one, Boss Dog, Undertaker. Jesus. And where I used to live when I lived in Middlesbrough, which wasn't that long ago, from my window, there was a funeral service, and it was quite a big building, yeah. Quite a big building. and I know the hearses and that were there. They had hearses there, but I believe that the bodies were actually kept in there. There must have been, mustn't there? But when they do it, when and how they manage, like the because you never see anyone going in and out of the place. You see funerals every day, but they're so discreet, aren't they? I suppose they have to be discreet, don't they? But I never once, like, you never once seen it. It was as like nobody even worked there, but they were doing funerals every day. I don't think I could do it. I'm not down for the. I don't even think I knew anyone who did that. I suppose you have to be a certain type of person, don't you, being able to take. I'll finish on this one, yeah. So I've been watching a lot of it, and it might sound sad. I know there's a few people who take the piss here, but I watch my favourite one's Big Jets TV, and I know it's Phil Graham's favourite as well. In the film, Big Jet TV. But it amazes me. See, Big Jet, he's usually always from Heathrow, and he's got a good little. He moves his cameras around, but he's on live good few times a week, and you can click on there. You can click on when he's live from Heathrow, and there'll be 5,000 people in his chat, and they'll all be green. They're all members. So even if his membership's £1, a month, he's got about 500,000 subscribers. Just do the maths, you know what I mean? £500,000 a month, and they're getting donations and that as well. And all he's done is got himself a decent camera, and he lives near Heathrow. You don't even have to live near Heathrow, do you? You learn a little bit about airplanes and that. But my point is, when you see how many airplanes, it's like a taxi rank. It is like a taxi rank. But British Airways, I mean, how many airplanes do British Airways own? Like, I wouldn't even like to think. And it's not cheap, is it? I think the biggest one, Airbus 380, I think it is. So I'm learning a little bit about them before I watch. But the Airbus 380, these big jumbo jets, carrying like 800 people. But they must be making big money. Must be. I mean, they got through COVID and all that, didn't they? Just about, anyway. But I watched. It's usually Big Jets, which is from Heathrow, which is one of the busiest in the world anyway. But I was watching one yesterday from Los Angeles, LAX. Mate, well, United Airlines, I think called. The amount of planes taken off and landed at LAX, unbelievable. But that Big Jets, you know, he does a bit of research, and he comes up with all mad facts and all that, you know, about planes and just numbers from about the number of passengers that go through Heathrow. So the other day he mentioned was something like how many litres of fuel is used at Heathrow Airport on a daily basis, and it was something ridiculous. It was something ridiculous. You couldn't make it up. Millions of litres of fuel a day. Still amazes me though how them planes even take off them. It's good, Buster, honestly. You'd be amazed, mate. I think the most I've seen in there is about 12,000 people in the live chat. 12,000 people. And he changes. Some days he'll focus on the takeoffs, and some days he'll focus on landings, depending on where. Like you'll get a good spot. And he's got a decent camera, you know. Like Mike spent a few grand on a camera, zoom. Some of the shots he gets though of the planes, you could just about see the pilot. You could wave to the pilot. Some of the zoom shots he gets, and there's just something satisfying about watching the planes taking off and landing and that. And there's one I watch. I think it's Madeira. That's a good one to watch because it's right next to the sea. Madeira Airport. I'm not even sure where Madeira is. It'll be probably the Mediterranean. It looks like the Mediterranean, but the airport is like right next, basically right on the sea. And it shows you them circling, man. I only do this to what, Phil? Give it a go, Phil. Phil, you know what, mate? Have a couple of zoots, yeah? Have a couple of zoots. Get your big telly on, yeah? Get your feet up. Get a brandy or something, yeah? And your slippers and that. Put Big Jet TV on the ultra high definition. A zoot, mate, you'll be sat there for hours. You learn all about the airplanes and that. After that 5 hours, you'll know your difference between the 737 and the 380. Is it Portugal, Madeira? Always looks lovely there though. But what always amazes me about Heathrow is when he gets his zoom on when they're coming in to land, you could see like 4 planes behind each other. Just honestly, I don't know the numbers, but there's got to be hundreds and hundreds of planes taking off and landing every year. Heathrow. He's saying no. Hey, what about that train crash in, where was it, India? And how did he begin to start? Like, I think it was India, wasn't it? That train that derailed. Like, about 30 people died over it. But they're saying that some of the track and that dates back like hundreds of years and stuff. How do you even begin to like start to like clear up after that in India where they haven't got the resources and that? You know what I mean? It was a couple of days ago, Boston. It was on the main news, like 9 carriages like derailed, and then you've just got loads of like, you know, over here, if something like that happened over here, you wouldn't be able to get anywhere near it, would you? There, you've got like hundreds of people climbing all over the trains and that, you know what I mean? Just like people with cameras on the phones taking footage and stuff. And then a big digger will come and pictures I see. It's just like a big crane, you know, lifting the things off while people were still walking on top of the trains like Joe Blogs. Crazy, man. But I think It's trains are not something that I use much, but you know, trains in some countries, I think it's China, isn't it, or Japan or China, they have like some amazing trains that train super fast trains, don't they? Super fast. But all I know about trains is that they're crap and they're never on time. I told you ever hear off a minute. Oh, I've never seen that. I'll have a look at that, mate. We'll have a look at that. Yeah, anyone who knows any good sites, you know, get them out there, man. Put them on your community page or whatever. Yeah, man. Bullet trains. They are like bullet time. They walk 100 odd mile an hour. I think the train's over here. What was that? Intercity 125. Were they 125 because they went 125 mile an hour? Probably go faster in Japan and China and that. It's quite expensive for a train, isn't it? That's another mad thing. It's another mad thing about trains and planes. Mainly with trains, though, I think I'm right in saying that if you book the train tickets, the more in advance you book it, the cheaper it is, isn't it? How does that work? It's got to be the other way around, hasn't it, surely? It's like a plane, you know, EasyJet. Used to go on EasyJet's website to get like a late flight or whatever. You should be able to like pick flights up for like 20 quid or whatever, you know, to fill the plane up. I think it's more expensive on the train. If you leave it, the later you leave it, the more expensive it is. Mad that, like. Is that what it is? So how come that isn't with the planes though as well though, Phil? How come that's only like trains? If the train running cost for a train, like what exactly is the running cost? Just the upkeep of the track, isn't it? Maintenance, and you don't have just jump on a train, don't you? It's not like there's loads of people working on them, is there? Must all be to do with the maintenance. What the trains running anyway? Is it electric? Is it electric trains? Because I've seen a few things in India as well. I'm sure they were in India. I've seen a few clips of where people have been on moving trains, and you touch one of them wires, and you're dead, aren't you? You disintegrate. And you'll see the odd thing on the news on here about kids who've been playing on train tracks and that. You don't mess about on a train track like you. You know what I mean? Electric, yeah. It's not like the olden days, is it, where you shoveling loads of coal in and all that. Show me age now. I can remember when the coalman used to come round to my nana's. Coalman. You know them, you know, the coal sacks. But my idea for now, my idea in my head, it's been in my head for a while now, is to, has anyone ever bought anything off G-Tech? Think the best way I can describe G-Tech, it's a bit like that Dyson bloke in it. You know, he's an inventor, that Dyson. Obviously, Dyson's a massive company now. But it's expensive, isn't it? But pay for what you get what you pay for, don't you? But G-Tech, they do like probably do more than gardening stuff. But I've seen adverts on the TV lately for them hedge cutters, you know, cordless. The one I'm interested in is a cordless hedge cutter, you know, the like big extended one. For the simple fact that I did this hedge out here, saved myself 40 quid. And I know I can go to B&Q now and get a decent set of hedge trimmers for 40 quid. So that's a no-brainer. It's already paid for itself. But these G-Tech ones, I think they were reduced from 250 to 200. Cordless, just exactly what you need, you know, extended and do all the flippy, floppy thing. And if my mum's going to pay £220 for somebody to do hers, and I can buy the best set of hedge cutters you can get for £200, that's a no-brainer, isn't it? I know you've got to get rid of the stuff. You've got to get rid of the rubber. Man, you could even hire a skip. I think there's money to be made there, you know. Hedges. Cutting hedges. Has anyone ever bought anything off G-Tech? I think the bloke comes on and does his own adverts, doesn't he? You know, the bloke who started it all off. Oi, oi. We Eddie in the house. Another OG there, our Eddie. He loves it when I'm talking about hedge cutting, don't you, Eddie? I bet Eddie's nicked on a few trains in his time, do you reckon? Eddie'll be able to go in and just like hide under someone, see? Big up Eddie, lads. I haven't seen much of you lately. You have you been? Yeah. How's the Scottish lot doing, Eddie? How's the do you go in the Scottish channels? Likes of I know OG was coming in here for a little bit. It's the Lone Roses and what do you call him? I've been watching a bit of Boogies lately. Has anyone seen any of Boogies content? Fuck me. Man's got some money, you know, Boogies. I've been commenting a bit because I've been watching all these. He's been buying these. Man's spending like 50 grand a week on cars and stuff. He bought a Subaru the other day. I don't know how much he paid for it. You know, he didn't say. Or he might have said and I've missed it, but he bought this Evo. Fuck me. All up, doesn't he? But he's got some hellish motorbikes, man. You know, I'm not a big. I don't know much about motorbikes, but by the looks of it, Boogies has got the best motorbikes you can get. He's like scramblers and that, and you know, little kids bikes and that. Just have a look at his channel lately. Because if I had the money, right? If I had the money, Boogies. I know you know who I am, right? I comment on his videos. I've spoken with him on a few panels, but I've always wanted a motorhome. Boogies is selling. It was only the other day as well. He's selling his. It's like It's converted a big van. Must be for when he takes scramblers away and whatever, but you just know if you buy something off Buggies, it's going to be fucking in good nick, you know what I mean? But it seemed like a snip. I think it was 15 grand. I'm not sure of all the... I'm not sure what it was, but it slept about 4 people. It had a kitchen in. You could just imagine it. You can imagine it being the dog's bollocks. That's the one, Boss Dog, mate. 15k, yeah, do you see it? I bet that's a fucking bargain, you know. If I had 15 bags, I would have bought that. It showed you his collection. Showed you his collection of bikes, man. Okay. All like absolutely immaculate. It's got a garage full of them, man. Honestly, Eddie, he must have some security there on his in his garages and that, you know what I mean? Yeah, some of the things he's got, some of the buggies and that, like. I think he bought a boat. Didn't he buy a boat as well last week? He was cleaning the hull. He did a little video where he was going to clean the hull of his ship, of his speedboat. But then I'm sure he was going to buy another one. We know he's got jet skis as well. Buckled, didn't he? Absolutely buckled, man. I think it was a nice Aston Martin there as well, though. It wasn't his. But the bloke who we bought that Subaru off, I think he had an Aston Martin as well. 90 grand he was selling it for. DB7 is there or something. That's it, Boss Dog. You wouldn't sleep at night, would you, mate? You wouldn't sleep at night, man, knowing you had all that. And I think a lot of them are on his land as well. Though he's got a big pad. But he did one of his videos. I think it was in his back garden, and he had all his bikes there, man. Yeah. Must be nice, eh? Must be nice. Right, what time are we on? 3 o'clock. I've well overshot me. How long we've been on? 3 hours, 2 hours. Yeah, I've overshot by about half an hour. So I'm going to wrap it up, peeps. But respect to everyone who's been in. Eddie, Boss Dog. I know you're a busy man, mate. So respect to you for your input today, mate. And even, you know, when you go live, Boss Dog, I'm always there. So I'll always drop a comment, but I like your music as well, mate. I enjoyed Meeks this morning. Nostalgia, respect. Oldie, Phil, good to see you, mate. Zeus, good to see you. Lou Don, Stevie Boy, all legends. Peggy, anyone who's dropped in, massive respect. We'll have a quiz as well soon. Big quiz. We need to see if we can beat Bazza. Oldie, I want you on top form on the next quiz. So we've got to beat Barry, yeah? Till next time, peeps. We'll catch you.